Well, step one, I got my dimensions I'm going to use done, and I just cut my my fabric for my top quilt, and I have them both stacked here, and the cut seems pretty good. It's not exactly perfect. I got a little bit of, I got about, I don't know if this is just a stretch or what. I got a little bit off on that corner there. Is a little bit off. I can just, actually I have enough excess that if I need to, I can. No, that's about right. I can have it pinned down here. So, take these pins out. So, I have a nice little beginnings here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really good. I did my cuts. I did my cuts. Just measured the. Pretty much trusted that the bottom was square. Kind of worried about that. I have enough extra on my dimensions that I figured if I have to do another cut just to kind of even it up on the ends, I'll be okay. But it looked pretty good. I checked it with a square, and it was pretty close. I think close enough for what I needed. And after I made my marks for the measurements, I used a chalk line, this little Mason's chalk line here. I just put it down on one side like that. I pin it down to where my measurement is, down to the carpet. Go to the other side where I made my measurement. Snap the whole thing. It makes a nice mark. I take my rotary knife and just cut it down. And that was actually pretty quick and easy. I think that was a lot easier than what some people do with sort of measuring it all and taping it all down, and I don't think it's really worth all that, but that's just my experience so far. So I got my shell fabric. This is now 51 inches wide and 90 inches long for what will be approximately a final dimension of what I'm looking at is probably 49 wide and 86 long. I factored in a lot more loss lengthwise just from reading and some guesstimation on a little bit over stuff that I'll do. So I factored in a little extra length, and if I need to add a little more down in the end I can, but I'm thinking I'll have, anyway, I'm going to do vertical baffles that are going to be 3.5 inches wide, 2.5 inch tall, and internally it'll be 2.5 inch tall height. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have 14 vertical baffles all the way down, and then I'll have a square footbox plug that I'll do. I got it from a forum member here that talked about it a long time ago. I searched the forums. But step one's done with. Step two is for me to pretty much wait now for my no-seam netting to come in, because I made a huge fail by somehow I ordered a yard. I don't know why. I forget what I did. I think I calculated square yardage or square footage that I needed, and didn't. Well, I think it was before I thought I was going to do lengthwise. I think that a yard. I don't know. I wasn't thinking. I ordered the wrong thing. So anyway, I've ordered me 3 yards now of the no-seam netting, and it'll take me a few days to get that in. I'm not in a big rush. So that's that. First step's done. I got my cut done. I'll probably go ahead and mark my spots for the baffles, where I'm going to mark them at 3.5 inch intervals. And then I'm actually, once I get the netting in, I've experimented on this fabric with this Dritz Wonder Tape. It's a product that you can buy at pretty much any store, and I've tested it with the no-seam net stuff and on this fabric, and it seems to adhere pretty well. Not real well, but well enough that it'll hold it like a good sticky, sticky enough to hold all the netting in place. And then it'll actually help to hold it as I sew them on, and then it can just leave it on. It'll just wash away. It just rinses away. It's a water-soluble stuff. So I think when I'm done with it and after sewing it, I'll just kind of rinse it, just soak it or something, and then let it dry out, and then stuff it. Or I might just leave it we'll see. See what my final weight is of just the fabric and kind of compare the math and see. But yeah, feeling pretty good about it. And starting my big project here. I finished my tarp project, and now I'm off to this top quilt. So I'll keep you updated on the progress.